In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to properly do a row motion so that you're able to actually have your back working for it. So here I have a band and we'll be breaking down the rowing motion. But one thing I find really helpful for people when it comes to rowing is really being mindful that we're trying to activate and move the middle part of the back. Okay, so when we're doing a row, we're working on this area. So if you're noticing whenever you're doing back movements that you're feeling tension in your neck or even in those upper traps, so those muscles that are right beside your shoulders, you're gonna know that you're not having that middle of your back doing the work. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. If you're finding you're really sore in that area, it means that you really wanna work on building that foundation with this movement. So we want the band to be able to go straight out from that rib cage. I'm actually gonna lower this just a tiny bit. And when we go to pull back, there's a few cues you wanna think about. So first of all, we're standing nice and tall, the abdominals are engaged, and when we start the motion, I like to cue people to go shoulders up, down, and back, so that you're feeling that nice, proud chest position. So from here, step back till your arms are fully lengthened. And then from this position here, we're gonna pull the band back. And instead of thinking about the elbows driving out, I want you to think about them connecting behind the body. So when you pull back, they're trying to connect. You're pressing your chest nice and open. And then coming back to the starting position. So from here, when you go to pull back, often what I'll see is two things. Somebody will go to pull back and instead of it becoming open, the shoulder will round forward. And so from there, that lat or that middle part of your back isn't doing the work. So we wanna make sure when we pull back that it's coming down. We have a nice proud chest. We go to pull back. The whole chest is pressing through. You're bringing those elbows together at the back of the body. And then you're coming back to the starting position like that. Not to a position of that, but still that nice proud chest position at the end. Once you're feeling comfortable with that, you can move into what's called an inverted row. So with an inverted row, perhaps you have a squat rack or perhaps you have a treadmill, and both of those will work as options for you to do this particular movement. So for the inverted row, you're gonna position yourself underneath either a barbell, or you could also do this in a Smith machine, would also work. You want your hands coming directly out of your shoulders. We're gonna do an underhand grip here. So they're coming straight up from the shoulders. You're gonna go shoulders, elbows, wrists, all in one line, and then the hands are wrapping underneath here. In terms of the position, you're gonna want it so that the bar can run across your nipples when you come to the end of the position. So when you go to position here, you wanna make sure that that straight line is going to be in line with the nipples. So if we're back too far, the nipples aren't gonna get there, and it'd be the same thing if you were on the other side. So from here, you're gonna have those hands there. First cue is always to make sure that the abdominals are engaged. Okay, so we're from this position here. Your chin's gonna remain tucked, and we're just gonna lift up a little bit. So you're gonna get that back kind of in a little bit of a dead hang to start off with. And now we're ready to go all the way up to the bar. So you want your arms doing your work in the work. You don't want your bum doing the work. So you're gonna pull those elbows nice and close to the body. Again, still thinking about those elbows coming together behind the body, and then come back to the starting position by slowly lowering back down. Exhale, pull up, and then slowly come back to the starting position. Now another way that you might be able to do the inverted row is if you have a treadmill. This is a really easy way that you're able to do the same move that we were doing over with the barbell and still doing that same range of motion. So all of the same cues still apply in terms of getting in position. I generally suggest that you either use this and make sure that it's off so that you're not able to accidentally turn your treadmill on. So we remove that first. And then we get ourselves underneath here. So you still wanna have that underhand grip, your hands coming out of the shoulders, and get yourself positioned underneath here. So we're gonna lift ourselves up a little bit, just like what we were doing. We wanna make sure that the bar is going to be able to come close to the nipples. Now this one curves, so you're just gonna be imagining that imaginary line when you go to pull up. As you're bringing those elbows in, pull, really engaging the back by squeezing the elbows, making the chest nice and wide, and then slowly lower back to the starting position. Like that. So give it a try and see how you do.